All right. Hello, Inbound 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for some mind-blowing ways of creating amazing online experiences? Well, suit up, superheroes. I'm going to tell you how to use conversational artificial intelligence or conversational AI to supercharge your revenue streams. But first, whether you believe history repeats itself or it rhymes, a good strategy to predicting the future is to first look at the past. So let's go into the past and look at the movie industry just briefly, where a few people have become celebrities. And there's always a gatekeeper in film, who decided who's going to be famous and who's going to be gaining that amazing opportunity to shine under the limelight. Well, those days have changed, right? So things are different now. And when you look at opportunities for people using YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, and even now Snapchat Spotlight with my kids, you could have millions of followers that raise your celebrity status in, a day, overnight, without any gatekeepers. So, why is this important? Well, we're in a point in the era where we're just unlocking potential. And when you look at, like superheroes like Iron Man or Spider-Man or Batman, they're all created from a combination of human and technology superpowers that when you blend them together, they are superheroes. And in this world, the gatekeeper for all superheroes is whether you have access to that tech or not. And I think when you think how does one get access to this type of technology to become a superhero within, your revenue teams? Well, that's exactly where we come in. So, as a company, Conversica, I'm here to tell you that I predict the future where everybody can be a superhero. I mean, every employee who are directly involved with generating revenue. And at any company, you can be a superhero. So let's get into it. My name is Jim Cascade, and I'm the CEO of Conversica. We're a decade into conversational AI as a leader, and I've come to learn how revenue teams can become superheroes. Now, I'm not necessarily a superhero. I like to do extreme sports. That's me surfing. I love extreme skiing. I love extreme backpacking. But, for all this audience, I think we're all intrigued by what conversational AI can do to us. So let's talk about it. We have over 2,000 impressive, amazing brands. Believe it or not, you may have already engaged with their digital team members, powering their revenue teams, helping them attract new clients and acquire them and ultimately grow them. So whether it's in technology, which obviously tech companies building tech, appreciate tech, adopt tech, but we even have, massive telecom and manufacturing and service providers for businesses. Every industry seems to be catching on that serving digital requires some digital automation. So as you all have become more digitally native or servicing your user base who are digital natives with omni-channel digital touch, and you're pushing to really create opportunities that grow your revenue top line, I bet everybody on this conference segment has been automating the heck out of their business. And that's what we've been doing for a decade. We've got really happy customers. In 2020, even during the pandemic, our net promoter score was 62 because people really do appreciate what it means to have digital, and in this case, a digital team working for them tirelessly to create real value. We're talking about creating real revenue. So how do we attract more customers? How do we ultimately convert more of those possible candidate customers to real customers? And then once we have them, How do we expand them, or minimally keep them, but how do we expand them? And we believe at Conversica that our human-like interactions between our digital team members who are working for you, who are part of your enterprise, part of your teams, your revenue teams, we believe that they can interpret and act just like a human can. And what does that do for enterprises? Well, obviously, your employees, they become focused on strategic things and less on those, I don't want to say mundane, but those tasks that are really hard to scale. And I think that's where the beauty comes in when you're kind of augmenting your workforce. The future workforce, ladies and gentlemen, will be everybody's going to have a helper. Why not? I can use a helper. I'm sure everybody on this webinar can use a helper, and working together, your employees and these digital team members can do some amazing things. So how does this work? When we're thinking about an AI engaging with our most important asset, our customer base, it's like, no way. I'm not going to let that happen. But we have 2,000 clients who believe otherwise, because when she or he engages with your end customer prospects or existing customers, she or he engages like a human, comprehends, interprets better than a human. 98% accuracy, 98 out of 100 times, we both interpret and take the right next best action, which is better than 95%, which is the average for you and all of us here. And then responds and crafts a message that's personalized and then takes action. And what's happening between the exchanges between the AI and your customers, prospects or existing customers, she's reaching out and engaging you and helping nudge you along the revenue life cycle, going back and forth. And this could take hours, could take days, could take weeks, could even take years before a prospect client is actually worth spending some time on. And then what's happening in the background is your worker, your digital team member, is working to keep your CRM up to date, using your CRM, making sure any added phone numbers are placed into that database for future reference, and constantly using that to gauge, re-engage, basically bringing you opportunities, needles in the haystack that you never thought possible. So let's use some examples. Here are 3 actual folks. Sure, there's a lot of you on the line today. Marketing demand gen leader, Susan. She's focused on attracting new customer prospects. Obviously, she's working on building out, her enterprise's digital presence. She's driving tons of inbound MQLs, but is the sales team getting all the MQLs that they want? Are they quality? Are they content syndication as MQLs that are not quite good enough? Are you getting all your territories covered? Those are typical questions and pressures on your demand gen leader. And of course, your sales development leader, well, here's Caleb, and he's leading up a team that's basically trying to acquire, trying to find those customers who will convert, working with the account executive or sales pods. So taking those inbound MQLs and also prospecting outbound and working hard to make sure that the business is getting the pipeline that it needs for the sales team to close. Does that SDR leader feel like they're getting what they need from Susan? Does Susan feel like Caleb is following up on these leads in a timely fashion consistently? Or is Caleb's team just following up 1 or 2 times and then pushing on to the next hot lead, or maybe taking a day or up to a week or maybe longer to respond to leads? There's always this battle, right, between the sales and the marketing teams on how to really push those clients, and who gets best served at the end of the day. Well, the client's not. And then ultimately, once you are getting to the other side of that transaction, well, now we have Ling, and Ling is our CSM leader, and she's focused on growing those base of customers. Now, she's got to work tirelessly on a one-to-many. She's got one CSM for many clients. working on retaining for gross retention and expanding for net retention. This is your typical team, okay? So now what are we gonna do to help this team out? This is where the amazing future comes in. So let's just look at this. We've got marketing demand gen superhero, Rachel. Now she leaves no lead behind. She has unlimited capacity to drive error-free net new lead to an MQL. Believe it or not, no lead is left untouched in seconds, and then till that person either opts out or opts in, but we are going to make sure nothing's dropped. And beyond her, the sales development superhero is Xavier. Now, Xavier, a robo SDR, he's working with his human team because he never sleeps. He's working the off hours. He's basically working every MQL and prospect into an SQL for the sales team. Here's the beauty, absolute alignment between marketing and sales. Every lead produced by marketing is followed up instantly and aggressively. Every sales development leader is nurturing those leads up until they're actually hot before sending it to a salesperson. And that makes that salesperson so much more strategic, looking at opportunities to put into their target list and then have really meaningful conversations, as opposed to doing a lot of the hard work that obviously our digital team members can really augment and supercharge. And then there's May, who's helping Ling. And May's customer success superhero strength is that she basically has infinite scale. So any number of end customers while maintaining one-to-one personalized experiences. All right, so let's get into a little bit of the specifics here before we kind of close. So how do I get you into the future of this augmented workforce, this future of work, where we can basically take 1 + 1 = 100. One of your humans, one of our digital team members, combine that to create a superhero so that everybody can be a Superman, a Batman, a Spider-Man. And in this case, for marketing, it's 10x. It is 10x, 100x. What if your team can convert every net new lead to an MQL at any scale? What if Rachel's working all of these activities that I've listed here, allowing your marketing team to scale, to work on strategic things? So your marketing digital superhero can drive registrations to events like this event today, follow up on those virtual conferences afterwards, follow up on these event attendees, and then nurture that person through a process pre-MQL, cultivating them, engaging anybody on the website on a content download, and then that goes to your digital team member instead of your human team member, so that you can actually determine whether it's a credible and a hot opportunity, or even reactivating older age leads that no one wants to spend the time on. This is what your digital employees need to focus on, not your human employees. So now let's look at that. That is a beautiful combination in marketing. Marketing teams are already understaffed, right? Right. And so now let's talk about the sales. We've got sales leadership now with Xavier working under Caleb as his digital SDR. Clearly the SDR team can go from, if you got 10 folks, you can do the power, make them feel and look like they're 100 SDRs. You got 100, make them look like 1,000. Qualify all inbound demand to find the sales ready leads faster, and make sure you only pass the sales ready leads onto your actual AEs. Go figure. Prospect target accounts. If there's no response, your AE has been working it and they just don't respond, give it to your digital sales person. They'll follow up while you move on to things that are more strategic. Anything unresponsive, great opportunity for your digital superheroes. You've got customers that you want to win back, give it to your digital salesperson. You can always re-engage people. They say, check back later, talk to me in a quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters. It doesn't matter, whatever quarter or day or month. Do you think your digital salesperson's going to forget? No way. And it's always the same digital salesperson. It's not, somebody new who turns in their seat every year. This is train your robo SDR once and always train to be consistent, persistent, just on top of it, right? So now we move to the customer success side of the revenue stream, which is arguably more important because you put all this money in the customer acquisition costs. You don't want to lose that in churn. So let's get above industry standards on churn. Let's get above industry standards on net retention. 10x your number of customers while remaining personalized. Your digital CRM assistant can focus on all these activities and more, notifying customers of important updates, onboarding customers with a personalized touch. You can read this, scheduling account reviews, renewals ahead of time in a timely fashion, driving NPS surveys, expanding, folks who are maybe low in product usage. Let's find out why. Let's get to people before they churn. Let's upsell, cross-sell them in the moment when they're interested. Let's do that with your digital team members. So you got any CS people out there already pounding fists for this? Because we have a lot of customers who absolutely love this service. So that's it, team. Let's act now. At Conversica, we really are focusing to make sure that when you pour all this energy into connecting with your prospect and existing customers, that every touch, every connection is personal. And we can help you figure out the future of work, combining great revenue teams who are here today with AI automation, and you all can become superheroes. Thank you very much. I'm Jim Cascade with Conversica. Have a great conference.